Hey guys, it is Wednesday of Holy Week, Passion Week, the week leading up to Easter. And today we're going to be talking about Judas and the part he had to play in the crucifixion and of this Easter week. And so we're going to open up into Mark chapter 14, starting in verse 10 and 10 and 11. And it says, "Then Judas Iscariot, who was one of the 12, went to the chief priests in order to betray him to them. And when they heard it, they were glad and promised to give him money. And he sought an opportunity to betray him." And this is kind of one of those difficult things that we look at in Judas, because Judas was with Jesus the whole entire time. Judas had been one of the 12 disciples, and so he had been walking with Jesus, talking with Jesus. He was with Jesus at some major sermons, at some major teaching points in Jesus' life. He was with Jesus when he saw miracles, when he was in front of these miraculous and amazing things that Jesus was doing. And yet here we see him going to the chief priests, wanting to make some money and betray Jesus. And I think what we see here in Judas is someone who, even though he was with Jesus, even though he saw the things that Jesus was doing, that he missed the point entirely. He was as lost as anyone else could be, even though he was right there with Jesus. And so today, I want us to take some time and to pray for the lost around us. Maybe you know someone by name. We kind of talked about that in one of our Google Hangouts this week, but maybe you know someone by name who you can be praying for that they would come to know Jesus. And maybe that's through you. Maybe you are able to share the word with them this week and encourage them to maybe join church online this week, or maybe join some kind of online video for the week of our Easter celebration. But maybe you don't know someone by name personally who is lost. And for you, I want you to just be praying in general for the lost people around us, in our community in Rogers. Maybe for the people who, once we open back up, who will be walking into Samaritan for our services. Maybe it's someone at your school. Or maybe it's just people at your school in general. But I want us to take some time to be praying for those lost people. Because I think here's the deal. Just like Judas, there's a lot of people who know about Jesus. There's a lot of people who, because we live in the South and because there's a church on almost every corner, they know about Jesus. They know who he is. They know what he did on the cross. But there's no hope in that. There's no realizing how important this resurrected Christ is and how much it can change their lives. And that's what I want us to be praying for, that Jesus would change their lives, that he would come to them, show them exactly what they're missing without Jesus in their life, that they are a sinner, and without Jesus, those sins go unforgiven. That they don't have the fullness of life that we have through Jesus and through what he wants for us. And that they would come to know all the good things that God has to give and to offer to us through his Son. And so let's pray that together, joining in together, praying for the lost, praying for the hurt and the broken people in our communities. And let's be praying for the Judases in our life who know about Jesus, but have not been changed by Jesus. So, with that said, I'm going to pray us out to finish today. And when I finish, I want you to continue praying. Continue praying for those people we just talked about, and to continue on in prayer at home where you're at right now. So, let's pray. Father, oh God, you are so good. Thank you for Jesus. Thank you for the cross and what it means for us today, that we can have salvation, that we can have life through you, that we can come to know the fullness of your love and the goodness of the things that you give us, Lord. And Lord, I pray for those who don't know that. Pray for the lost, and I pray for those who want to know you but don't know where to turn. Lord, I pray that you would use our students in the lives of people like that. That they would be what you called the salt and the light for the world. That you would be useful in their purpose, and that they would be combating the darkness. Lord, be with those people, and Lord, work in their lives that they would come to know the saving grace through salvation that you paid the price of on the cross. Lord, as we continue going forward in this week, as we look forward to Easter and to Resurrection Day, help us to keep our eyes focused on you, of your things and what you have for us this week, Lord. And help us to celebrate this resurrection that we look forward to. To celebrate what you did on the cross, and more importantly, what you did being raised from the tomb. Lord, thank you so much. I pray for these students, that you would be with them at home. I know this is a difficult time for a lot of people. Lord, just help us to get through this time in our lives, and for our students at home as they go through school in a completely new way, as they're trying to fill their day of things to do. And Lord, as we are experiencing a different kind of youth group, a different kind of church over the next few weeks. Lord, as you pray for them, help us to still be close to you and to grow in you. And Lord, help us to still love each other even when it's through a camera lens. God, we love you.